Hey guys, so I've been wanting to record our home campaign for a while, and here it is. While it's got some technical difficulties and the sound issues, we're quickly quashing them as we go along. I've ran 2 years of D&D 5e with this group, and we just started with Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Oh, and if you're wanting to play in a campaign I run in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, with all the features I love to use as part of Foundry, check out my listings on startplaying.games, link in the description. In the previous session, the party had wandered through a waterfall into a cavern featuring an upside-down tree, and are in the process of being ambushed as we enter today's session. So, without further ado, here's our campaign. I'm gonna change the music to something a little less,
Tranquil?
yeah.
Guess we need to fix our initiatives again?
No, I just reset it.
Okay, sure.
Oh boy.
Half of you guys rolled natural ones, so it's a favor to you guys.
Got it, I misunderstood what was going on.
I sure am glad that I got the incredible initiative feat, only to roll a natural one on initiative.
Yeah. Alright, so, as you guys are splintered with these needles, the next creature to come out of hiding is a woman who seems to be wreathed in leaves and other things, making up her entire form. She comes out, and she's the first one to speak and says, "How dare you come to this place?" And without warning, she's just going to fire off a spell of...
We don't even know.
Hopefully this is to me. Yes, it is. Okay, let's play a little burst on you guys. And that is going to be the ground erupting in roots as this entanglement encircles all of you. I need each of you to make a reflex saving throw to avoid getting tangled up in these vines and plants.
Gosh, I'm somehow rolling well tonight. Just wait
It's a
till I have
miracle.
to make an Arcana check. Oh! Nice, Kev.
So the only people who are immobilized are Miklo, Vallo, and Snout.
What?
Oh, that's a high DC.
So put this on you guys. There you go. You are immobilized, as these roots and vines just wrap around your legs and prevent you from moving. The rest of you are able to avoid it, but, oh wait. On a critical failure, you get immobilized. Never mind. So I will remove that from you guys. However, you do take a -10 penalty to your speed, and this is difficult terrain. So it'll be very, very difficult for you guys to move.
5 feet per stride, I bet.
Is it difficult terrain to everybody or just the people who failed?
It is difficult terrain to everybody, unless you have something that nullifies difficult terrain, but those who fail have a -10 to their speed as well. So if that puts you down to 15 and difficult terrain halves your movement, you have 5 movement in difficult terrain.
Oh boy.
And after she casts that spell, she's just going to move up to Tut. And it seems like these plant-like creatures have no trouble walking through plant-based difficult terrain. Now on to this big guy who Thay, or Kevak, saw and heard. He wasn't very good at his stealth, but he still rumbles out this giant hulking tree, wielding a stone sword and a shield of brambles, rushes up and attacks the first person they see, which is Vallo.
Why?
So they're going to stride for one action. Actually, no. They're going to use shield push. So they make a stride and then a shield bash. That'll be a hit. And you take a good amount of damage here, I think. 16 damage. And you are pushed back 10 feet as it rushes towards you.
Oh my gosh.
It could be worse.
And that's its turn. We'll move on to Snout. As everything happens around you, you have barely enough movement to get through all these vines, but you can stride for 5 feet, which will get you to somewhere.
uh, it's just one thing after another on this island. Right. So now it's rages.
All right.
And thanks to his new feat, faster movement, he gets an additional 10 feet to his movement speed whilst raged. So he makes
Okay.
a single stride up next to the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oi, hands off the dandy, and he makes a strike.
Okay. Your speed formula is a little weird too, right? Because I think doesn't clumsy remove or lower your speed a little bit?
No,
Oh, I was thinking of encumbered. Never mind. So yeah, you're good.
but yeah.
Unfortunately, that'll miss. Barely, but it does
Oh.
miss.
That's it for Snout's turn.
All right.
She's a shifty lady.
As she dodges out of the way, Gadget, you're up. You just saw Vallo just get thrown across the room.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to, correct me if I'm wrong, 10, 20, 25, 30?
It is difficult terrain, so you only have half your movement, so that'd take 2 strides to get there.
2 stride? Okay, sorry. Cause I started, here, right?
Mm-hmm, so it'd be 10, 20...
10,
And-
20.
Yeah,
Oh
so
wait, my
you
speed
could-
is 25. So,
So you could get right down here, but you couldn't go any further.
okay, that makes sense.
As you're doing that, though,
Uh-oh.
the big tree man makes an attack of opportunity, because he has that.
Shit! From 10 feet? Oh
it has a
boy.
reach of 10 feet.
That is, I should have seen that coming.
So where does that happen from?
My original position was here.
And he has a 10 feet reach, so he can
Okay.
reach Gadget. And as you moved away, he's going to make a strike with the stone sword. Unreasonably fast for his size, but he still makes the attack. He rolled a 25, which I believe beats your DC. I had
Yeah,
Vallo targeted, but that still beats your DC.
for sure.
So,
Why?
you take... Let's see here. You take 18 damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I use my retributive strike. However, I'm out of range and I'm in difficult terrain and I can't step. However, they were both within 15 feet of me, so I can still reduce the damage by 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
okay.
kind of just call up your holy powers of Corfane to kind of deflect some of the blow, even though you can't lunge in. Your power as a, paladin or champion, we should say.
Yeah.
Um,
I am paladin
prevents
though.
it. Yeah, you're a paladin, but we'll call it champion because we're
Yeah.
a Pathfinder.
I mean, like the lawful good version of the champion is the
Oh,
paladin.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
It
right.
works.
His shield arm is longer than his sword arm.
Yeah. He's one of those tar pit skeletons who just slings out his shield arm. But, yeah, that's a series of reactions happening. So, Gadget, you're still up.
Okay, so let's see what I want to do here. I think it's gonna sound a little nuts, but I'm going to be casting this little ditty on the big guy.
Yeah,
So the
draw.
first thing that happens is never mind. We'll see. He'll have to see.
Yeah, you need to make
If
a
he
will
saves or not.
save.
DC 20.
Off tank Gadget.
He actually fails.
Is this the normal failure?
Yep, normal failure. So it is how much? You deal 1d10 and to the creature and
2 mental damage, and the penalty is that he will take a -1 to attack rolls against anything other than me.
All right. I do need to check one thing about him.
Sure. To see if he can be like affected. I don't know if he's like he can think or whatever, so good point.
No, these guys are sentient, so yes, they're affected by emotion and stuff like that. Enchantment, mental.
Alright. Neato.
One. Okay, -1.
That
Alright.
is my turn.
Cool. As you summon up this strange feeling inside of the creature, he wants to keep chasing you. So you see his ire being drawn in your direction.
I'm sorry, Vallo.
Why is it looking over here like that?
Don't worry about it. It's like this obvious like little red glow coming from the hand he's holding up. Not sure where it's coming from.
All right, Tut, you're up.
As the Druid steps closer to Tut, the kobold at first looks a bit nervous, but soon his attitude changes very quickly and he appears to be very flippant. Oh, madame, if you're looking to court me, you'll have to do better than these rags you're wearing. It almost looks like you're not even wearing a dress, but nothing but leaves and roots. And I'm going to use one more.
All right. So choose a foe with infamy and roll a diplomacy check against their will DC.
Combat diplomacy.
Oh,
Unfortunately, it doesn't land, as that seems to be lower than their will DC. She just looks over at you and scoffs. You know nothing about style.
Damn.
Oh my goodness, that was a burn.
This girl's on a deserted island and knows style better than you. Shit.
Tut is visibly shaken after that, but regains his composure and tries to gleam a weak spot in her combat stance, and will probably build a strategy around that.
All right.
Devise a stratagem. 18.
18.
Considering that 18 already failed, I will not attempt that.
Okay.
Instead, I'll try to demoralize her. What do you know about style? As if anyone who looks like you could and hangs around with trees of all things could know anything about how to dress or how to behave.
All right, roll your demoralized. Be an intimidation check.
Dang it!
You may be witty, but you're not very threatening, as that's a critical fail on your
Aw.
side. Luckily for you, nothing happens from critically failing the demoralized, so she just rolls her eyes at you and turns to the more threatening creature right next to her.
At the very least, I succeeded at not being targeted. But yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Kevak, you're up.
Tut, dude, I do not think your strategy is working.
I know what I'm doing. Do not pay attention to me.
So be it. Kevik turns his attention over to the big treant-looking dude, and he is going to use a focus spell, Tempest Surge.
All right. So it needs to make a reflex saving. Well, he rolled a natural 20. So that'll be a very easy success for his roll. And
Still gonna take damage though.
yeah, so roll the damage. $13 damage.
And
Pretty
then,
good for success, yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
And then Kevak is going to be using Doctor's Visitation.
All right.
To move here, and he's going to be using a medicine check on Vallo. Sure will not critically fail.
Here's hoping.
Ow.
Here comes the 1. Are you
Ow,
excited?
why are you poking me?
That was very
That
close
was a
to a
2.
1.
It wasn't a 1 at least.
I believe a
It's
14
close.
fails, so you have to reach 15, right?
Correct. So these plants seem to be getting in Kevak's way quite a bit. You know,
The herbs are keeping me from
Kevak
using
seems
the
to be
herbs.
getting in his own way a lot lately.
Kevak's done.
All right.
Oh man.
Miklo, you're up.
Cool. First things first is I'm putting up my shield.
All right.
I'm gonna kind of like leap into the path of these guys. Normally, normally I can move pretty damn far with a leap, but like, okay, so my speed is 20.
So yeah, you can reach 10 feet horizontally.
10 feet sounds about right.
Yeah.
I actually have, so yeah, I actually can move 15 further. It just, what's really throwing me off here is the interaction between like leaping and difficult terrain. But yeah, 10 feet shouldn't be a problem either way, looks like.
Yeah, it's not a problem either way. Mostly because I would say that difficult terrain just like does this. It lowers your speed, so it lowers how far you can jump. So it kind of works. So what are you doing for the rest of your turn?
Okay, so I have one more action. Okay, so I'm basically calling out, please stop this. We don't have to be your foe. And we're really strong anyway, so you better to just call it off and talk to us. And I try, hold on. What's it called again? I'm gonna try doing a demoralize on the Dryad.
On the woman?
Yeah,
All right.
she looks like one to me, that's all.
Well, yeah, she is a dryad, but
Yeah.
I was just making sure you weren't referring to something else.
No, that makes sense, okay.
All right, roll
So,
an intimidation.
check. Here we go. And it's a 12. That should be good enough, I think.
No, unfortunately not. She is, again, unfazed by your
Really?
words. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to defend my home. That's her response.
We'll do it with words. You can probably go to the next turn now, then.
All right. Now, it is the creature that Kevak pointed out, but nobody really saw. As it jumps out, makes a stride over to you guys, and is going to make a
Well,
splinter spray at all of you.
second verse, same as the first.
So I need you three to roll a reflex saving throw.
Where have we seen this before? It was very kind of us to go back into a cone.
All right,
This worked so
so
well for you the first time.
you guys rolled really well. Kevak and Gadget just barely beat the DC. However, Vallo does not.
Oh.
So Vallo,
Really?
you take
Oh my god! Oh,
Really?
18 damage.
oh my goodness!
Well, there goes my plans.
Hold on a sec. Well, that is,
If you want to, you can use it.
absolutely. Definitely doing that. Pretty sure that's an attack. Little
Ouch.
time bubbles going right up. As Gadget kind of, like, steps back but sees that Vallo's still in the spray. He's, like, making a last-ditch effort there.
Oh,
Keep
my.
him from going down immediately.
It's more fun with this ability working on other stuff. Like, I don't care that it's just on attack rolls. It's okay.
Oh wait,
You're still
wait.
taking the damage.
Hold on. Is this is hit by an attack, right? Is that an attack?
It is not.
Yeah. What?
It's not an attack?
It's an ability.
Oh my...
But I'm still letting you do it. That's why I said you can use it if you want to. I'm still going to allow you to do it.
I thought for sure it's like, I'm going to use it
Rule of
correctly
cool.
next time.
Well, we'll keep striving towards that. We'll say the first time that you actually use it correctly is when it sticks. So,
The ambiguity
Vallo.
of natural
Wow.
language.
I'm so sorry. I would never have thought that hit by an attack would be such a specific like thing happening.
What you would assume it's like hit by damage, like hit by any damage. Usually when it says attack, it means a strike, but strike isn't really the same thing as an attack, so we'll just say that it works here. Vallo, as Gadget throws up this temporal delaying of time, basically, you see all of these thorns just like hovering right next to you, ready to
Oh my
impale you
God.
in the next couple of seconds.
I accidentally DO'd my friend.
Thanks.
But yeah, that's its turn. It jumped out. It did its ability. Vallo, you have 6 seconds to live.
Make it count.
It's
Okay.
no, it's the yeah, sorry. It's the end of my next turn,
Okay, so I want.
I think.
I think it's the end of its turn, like the triggering
What
effect.
is it?
Yeah.
When the spell ends, it lasts 1 round.
Yeah,
I don't know
one
if
round
that's
would be
from,
straight up to the little guy's
this
round.
thing's attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to
Got
use the Wand of Heal on myself.
All right, 2 action.
2 actions, yeah.
Go for it.
So it's a D8 plus 8.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Good.
Oh.
So you take 15 health back, and you're looking pretty good now.
Okay, and I want to use my last action to make some kind of like diplomacy check with this woman-like creature. We're literally just wandering. You started this fight.
Normally it takes a minute to make an impression, but we'll say that it's okay for this circumstance. It'll definitely affect things, so just roll your diplomacy.
Why are we all talking to the woman? Like, the tree's also sentient.
Do we know that?
She looks a lot more approachable than the tree that smacked me across the room.
16.
I guess Gadget probably would know.
All right, 16. She does glance over to you and hears a bit of your words, but doesn't seem to be able to give or be willing to give it up just yet. So that'll be your turn, going over to this guy, who had his turn because he already sprayed his needles. So now up to the Dryad again. With the stuff on the ground, she's just going to make a strike with a hand that turns into sort of a branch that whips at Snout. Yeah, she misses on the first attack. She'll go for the second. Also misses. And for her third action, she's going to be a little crafty and start stepping this way.
Hey, get back here. We're not done yet.
Leave this place already. That's her turn. Now it is the big guy. This guy is having his IRB drawn towards Gadget. And he has to decide whether he really wants to push through. There's a way he can push through.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's
I'm
going to
scared.
he's going to rear back and make a shield push against you, Miklo. So he's going to make the strike. He hits by 3.
Oof. I'm probably
So-
shield blocking this one.
Yeah. Let's see the damage. Rolling really good on damage this time around. 16 damage to you.
Oh, glad I did that.
And you are
Alright.
pushed back 10 feet into Vallo. And he uses his third action to move up. Which gives
Oh,
him
dear.
reach to Gadget.
Oh no!
Oh no. Does this?
You guys are technically sharing a space right now, but when it comes to your turn, you can move off of each other's spaces.
Okay.
Snout, you're up.
Oh boy. Snout takes a makes a sudden charge towards the tree and moves right up to it before making that strike from a sudden charge.
All right. That will hit. Roll for damage.
Uh,
11 damage. Your
Ah.
piercing weapon, right? Or bludgeoning? I think it's
Piercing.
right?
Yeah, it's piercing.
As you try to puncture this tree, its bark seems to be very thick, and you're only dealing a much smaller amount than you thought you would be.
Yeah.
Still dealing damage, but not as much.
Wish I had an axe. Snout finishes it off by making a glare at the tree, an intimidating glare, in an
Okay.
attempt to demoralize it.
Demoralize a tree.
With a really big, angry glare that transcends even language.
And that does work, actually.
If I
As
was
you
a tree, I'd
glare
be
up at the
scared.
tree, it does look at you and gives it some pause as it is frightened one.
I fear no man, but that thing it scares me.
It's Snout's turn.
All right, Gadget, you're up.
All right. This is tricky situation, but if this works how I think it does, I might have an out. So I'm going to, seeing the danger closing around me as this thing has already barreled up our line of defense. Gadget's gonna like panic, mutter a few things, and then snap, and he's going to just disappear.
All right.
And let me make sure. And with that, I'm going to try to move away.
A clever combination.
2, 3. Oh. Fuck, that's not
You got closer.
4, 5.
Yeah, and since you got closer and moved that way, you see the tree use a reaction to try and swing into that space. If you had left that space out of its reach, it would have hit you, but you were smart enough to go a little bit closer and then away from it. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. That is my turn. Now, I also want to ask how, because I don't, I want to ask before I do this, so that we're clear on how this works. Hostile action. That would be like, would that be like any spell, regardless of whether it's towards my allies or not? How would you rule that? Does it have to be explicitly targeting an enemy
I would
or
say-
doing something?
I have to say hostile action is anything that is part of this combat.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah.
Because if you're helping your allies, you're still hostile to the enemy.
Yeah, and I imagine I'm still like, you know, muttering magic man words and yeah. All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Tut, you're up.
What to do? Would I be able to appeal to the Dryad as well after Vallo already tried his hand?
Shitting on her fashion sense.
Sorry, say that again.
Can I like appeal to the Dryad as well that we're like not really looking to fight or?
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty. What do you want me to roll? Diplomacy?
Yeah, diplomacy.
Yoink.
All right. What do you say?
Everyone on this island is so weird. We're just been stranded here, and everyone is either looking to get us into their cult or actively trying to murder us. Is there no one here with any common sense?
She looks at you and says, "You're... no, this must be a trick by that demon." You're getting close. Still have 2 actions.
Right. Now, what to do with those 2 actions? Demoralize doesn't stack, right?
No.
Dang.
You can try for a crit success, which is -2, but it doesn't stack.
In that case, I will... Monsieur Tall and Ugly, you should perhaps look to use that sword to maybe make some improvements to your face. And I'll try Bonbo on the giant tree that is lumbering.
Appeals to the enemies. Proceeds to insult a different one.
Insult them.
All right, so he needs to. You need to make a diplomacy check.
Hey.
Oh my
there
gosh.
you go. 29 is actually.
Does a tree cry sap?
It is not a crit success, but it is certainly a success. So it has a minus.
Constitution, will,
minus,
and
yeah.
perception.
Nice. So its will is getting really low. Yeah. You still have 1 more action.
That is going to use that action to take 1 step closer to his bodyguard.
All right, Kevak, you're up.
Kevak kind of seeing the way that things are starting to go with trying to not fight but to potentially end the combat. He is going to raise his shield defensively. And he is going to stride out of this. Up to his movement towards the Dryad. And he's going to kind of call out. We definitely aren't here to cause any harm to the trees here. I can tell you that much.
Roll diplomacy because that almost sounds insidious. We definitely aren't here to burn.
Trust me, ma'am. We're not here to burn down your home.
They say after attacking the giant tree.
There's a reason that Kevak doesn't talk.
Oh no.
And there it is.
Oh.
And what would your kind know about peace?
Can I do something real quick? I'll let you rule whether that works in this situation, but may I attempt doing this?
Are you trying to
Observatory's
flirt the
attitude
tree?
towards- yeah, you can do that.
Oh shoot! That's
Interesting.
so great. How do you always find a way to use those niche abilities?
I am a very creative
Amazing. Oh no! You rolled the same thing.
Deception. So it's deception against the target's will DC.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that's still lower than their will DC. So their attitude decreases as normal.
Well, what my friend is trying to say is, said demon, he is quite the devil, isn't he? And he like does finger guns and tries to force a smile on his face.
She just sighs, and Miklo, I think it's your turn.
Okay.
We're so good at making people our friends.
We're so good at getting people to know us.
Okay, so I maintain my shield. And I'm actually going to do a lay on hands on myself because I'm actually missing exactly the amount of hit points. Okay, let's see. I know that gives me an AC bonus. I don't think it calculates it though, but it's +2? Yeah, so if he attacks me again, my AC is 24 until my next turn, I think. So then I'm going to try to continue this talking method, actually trying the diplomacy routes. It seemed to be getting somewhere. And I say...
Haha.
Also, we're
Yes.
going to say you're not one of your allies. They also gain a +2. It's
You're right. We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
I agree with it. Okay. So I'm still 22, not 24. Yes. And so I call out, please, I'm a follower of Corfane, the Seeker of Unity. We share a common enemy. I beg you, stop so we can talk about this. I promise, we're not your enemy.
Roll diplomacy.
Cool.
Still rolling pretty low.
It's amazing.
She does, again, give pause for a moment, but she's still not convinced you guys are barging in here. She doesn't know what to think, but she is confused at the very least. She is a little bit hesitant. But she hasn't given the order to stop anything, so as we go on to the next person's turn, the little guy is going to sling some splinters at
No.
Kevak, because he's getting close to the Druid.
Thank you.
Roll a natural 1. So as they sling one of their splinters at you, you just block it. But they're going to walk up and try to claw at you still. Still misses. You block their attacks as this little twig thing starts like clawing at you. You're able to just keep it down and away from you. But yeah, that's their turn. Vallo, you're up. And I
Okey-day.
believe you take your... You should have taken your damage, so I believe it was like 16 or something.
Yeah.
So the time comes, all these splinters that were hovering here, you just into your body.
Checkmate.
Impromptu acupuncture. Okay. Cast and shield.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna stride. Then I'm going to use diplomacy and shout out, "Please, we're just looking for a friend that Locust led into the jungle. Locust is no friend of ours."
Roll diplomacy.
Please give us a miracle.
As you say that, she raises her hand. Stop. Stop, friends, stop. I don't think they are enemies. Lay down your weapons. Please, Elam, Fearum. Backstrom, just stop. And as she says that, the giant tree creature kind of lays down his stone sword. And the other two twig creatures sort of hop towards each other. Or kind of like back to back. Like little twins.
Huh.
You can start by explaining who you are. As she steps forward.
Vallo starting to pull the needles off of himself. I'm Vallo, follower of Venator, and, well, we're just a group of adventurers who got themselves in a sticky situation and are now trapped on this island.
And you're not a friend of that demon out there?
To be completely honest, the demon, he also gives us the gibbies.
Good. I apologize for that violent introduction, but we have been fighting to protect our home for many years. And sometimes that demon sends its lackeys towards us with firebombs.
Why are you touching me? Oh, that's why.
I'm very glad that you saw through the ruse of that disgusting demon. But why are you said you were here looking for somebody?
A missing friend.
He's another kobold. Bit more tribal looking though.
We haven't seen anything like that, but we don't leave here. Ever.
So I guess he did not come in here.
So,
No.
when you say you've been fighting, you mean you've been fighting with this locust?
Well, we have been fighting many battles over our long years. I suppose I should introduce myself. I am Erinthia, or Erinithra, rather. I'll just put that in chat. That is Backstrom, the tree there. And those twins you see are Firam and Elam.
Oh, I guess this goes without saying, but I would take off the draw ire immediately. I don't want to keep that on and glaring daggers at me this whole time.
Yeah, the big guy does seem a little bit more at ease that now that you've let go of the spell.
Sorry about that, big guy.
It just stares at you silently. Don't expect much out of my friends. They've lost their voices here. They still speak to me through the trees, but our situation has taken its toll.
How could they have lost their voices if they're trees?
Well,
You can't say that, Miklo. That's rude.
Huh?
you must understand, we're not... Well, I shouldn't say it that way, because anybody who lives and dies by the rules and laws of nature and in peace with it may become what we are, but we chose to be this way from our mortal selves.
Wait, you mean like
So you were
humans and elves and kobolds?
once just people and you chose this life?
We were once druids, and we still are, but we've left behind our mortal bodies because they could not keep us any longer than we could have them. We spent many, many years on this island, trying to protect it from the corruption that one of the Seekers has left here. Above, I'm sure you saw it on the plateau.
Getting ready to ask about that, actually. Been wondering what you've been fighting on an abandoned island.
One of the Seekers.
There are many minor Seekers who try to have their own little experiments here. Just one of them took it too far during the time before mortals even walked this earth. And their wanton destruction still lingers. And we came to stop its spread before it took over the whole island. And this waterfall here is the one place that it could seep into the rest of the land. The cliffs prevent most of it going down, and the rest of the forest overtakes what little corruption can seep off of the cliffs. But the waters, well, they would bring so much of it downstream that this whole island would be awash in that warped steel and disgusting oil. We could not let that happen. So we brought our order here. We fought against it. We planted this tree as you see it, and we have protected it ever since. But unfortunately, as we thought our time here was done, that demon showed up, crashed aboard a ship. Long ago, not one of the recent wrecks that demon has coaxed onto the shores, no. It was one of the first ships to wreck here.
The demon crashed here on a boat?
Well, as it goes with Seekers...
He's a castaway too. Oh, I don't know why that's funny to hear.
I'm a bit concerned about this wording of coaxed when you mention the crashes.
Given what he was able to do to me, I wouldn't be surprised if he could fool a ship captain to drive a boat into shore. You saw that. We all saw that boat on the shore.
And there's been
Right.
plenty of crashes over the years, in it.
Then there is the irony of us willingly coming to this island and getting marooned there.
You willingly came here?
Yes, we did.
In a
Um,
manner of
but
speaking.
It's a story for another time.
Certainly. Well, regardless, as I continue, as he came here not of his own accord, I assure you. From what little we could tell from some of his lackeys who showed up here, he had arrived because of a relic that had crashed here, something that contained him, something that the Seekers devised to trap the Locust, or just forgot about him, as the Seekers are usually wont to do with their creations. Nevertheless, we have been fighting with him because he sees us as a threat. But he does not understand that we stand in the way of the corruption of the ones he hates. But such is the way of demonic forces.
They
So you're
get a little
saying-
blind, only seeking destruction.
So you're saying he's some kind of neglected creation of the Seekers?
Over our long years of gathering information about him, that's what we can fairly say.
Would explain his attitude toward it.
Well, given that we have the same foe, is there anything we can do to end the stalemate?
Well, I must finish our story for that. As we fought him, We had to abandon our mortal forms and bind ourselves to this glade here. It takes a lot to prevent one's spirit from going to whatever afterlife awaits us all. We all conducted a ritual, and when our times came, we became bound to the forms you see here. Because we could not leave this place unprotected. Our work undone in an instant if we were to leave this mortal coil. Perhaps when the locust is gone, we can finally leave, but for now, we cannot. We stay here, we protect this land, and we will not give it up to that creature or the destruction of seekers.
How long have you been acting as this floodgate?
Perhaps a century, maybe more. That's as long as that demon has been here. But you must understand that there is something far more insidious to it. Something that happens when somebody dies on this island. That creature is somehow... It's somehow siphoning away the spirits. We see it when one of our beloved creatures dies. A rabbit or two that wanders in here and has peace. When it dies, its spirit is sucked away. And we don't know why. We have to assume it's the Seekers, or not the Seekers, the Locust's work. And perhaps it's another reason why we bound our spirits here, because we couldn't allow ourselves to risk that kind of fate. But we don't know anything about how this magic works. All we know is that it's still occurring. And you would be very well suited to stopping it. We can't leave.
Wow. For a while I had been wondering if perhaps coming here was a mistake. But now, I don't know, maybe we're exactly where we're supposed to be right now.
Yeah, maybe we were guided here. It's another part of it.
Corfane and Venator saw it fit to make sure that we ended up here at this time.
Speak for yourselves, this is terrible news. If we end up dying here, we're... and gonna end up making this thing, more powerful? I don't know.
In the past week, I think I faced death more times than I have for the entirety of my life.
You think that might be why he's keeping all those people alive in the village? Think he might be farming them for souls?
It would be the wise choice. If he kills them all, they can't procreate.
I see.
Tut's eyes suddenly go very wide. I was wondering about something. So, assuming he got his hands on a very powerful soul.
I can't tell you
no.
what magnitudes of power these souls do grant him, but it would not be wise to give up one of your souls to him, if that's what you're saying.
No, there's something else. So, there is, a dragon present on this island, and if that dragon were to be killed...
We've never heard of any dragon.
Oh, he recently arrived.
Then we distinctly apologize.
You brought a dragon here? Out in the middle of the ocean?
It was better.
There was a strategy.
Look, I'll just
By a
say
series of
he blends into the
circumstances.
forest very well.
I will not pry further. This is a lot, but there is one thing I can tell you. One thing that you can do to help in the short term. You see our tree, you see how it withers. Something has happened to the apparatus we set up above that guides the light into this place. We can't go up to repair it, and I hope that you can. You would have to brave the edges of the corrupted lands above, but I would not recommend staying there for long. Just to repair the apparatus so that the light does return fully to this place, so that our tree may be nurtured.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem between Gadget and me. That we should have that done in no time.
Just out of curiosity, that corruption, what's its effects on living organisms? I mean,
Is it like,
we know trees, but more
does it have any like necromantic effect on corpses?
It is not necromancy, but transmutation. Creatures on that piece of land, woe is their lives, because they have been warped into disgusting amalgamations.
Oh,
We are trying to prevent that happening to the rest of the jungle.
Well, of course we'll open this then.
well, how long can we be up there and be safe?
I wouldn't stay up there for more than half an hour.
Okay. That's probably doable.
You'll find the apparatus where the waterfall begins to fall over the edge. It will be behind the largest boulder that you see up there. You'll find it. It will reflect the light pretty well. Do what you can to guide the light back down here, and we'll have gifts to give you in the rest of your journey. Do we have a deal?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, yeah.
Good. Then, I wish you good luck. There is a small path. I don't know its condition, but you may be able to narrowly climb your way up beside the waterfall.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's go.
I want to have Miklo fix up his shield before they leave the cave entirely. It's literally a minute to do a repair action for him, so
Sure. Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys,
a focus in the meantime too, though.
that'll be 10 minutes.
Oh, then I'll focus one as well. 11 minutes.
likewise.
All right. So
Focusing.
Take 10 minutes.
yeah, you guys take a quick 10-minute break here as you refocus yourselves. As the creatures of the sanctuary here begin to step back, and you see the dryad touch the tree, or one of the trees, since this one's hanging upside down, and the other creatures touch it as well, and they seem to be communicating through it.
Glad we managed to get that sorted out without it getting too ugly.
We beat that big one up kind of bad, though.
At least we
Aye,
learned some
but-
lesson. Well,
I am so relieved.
Right.
Oh,
I wish I hadn't been
Would've
treated
been-
at some acupuncture though. Ow.
Would have been pretty disastrous in hindsight if we managed to prevail without toking things out.
Yeah. It made a good lesson for us, at the very least. You know, follow our gut instinct if we think that we shouldn't really fight.
I guess
Well,
I
that's a good
just
thing.
kind of recognized that look she had in her eyes. Same kind of look kobolds have defending a warren.
It's a good thing you lot of you aren't good at talking things out. But looks like we got a bit more on our itinerary, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
look-
think I'm ready to try this.
So, Gadget, have you ever messed with optics before?
arSyx?
Did that not come through?
Nope.
No.
No.
To what you're referring?
The lens thing we're gonna have to fix. You're
Oh,
called Gadget.
Well, it's not exactly in my expertise, but I imagine if I have a good look at it, I could figure something out.
Yeah. And I'll be there to help you. I have plenty of experience helping to repair furniture for my family. It can't be that different.
Well, it's a bit more high stakes here.
You know, this is quite the opportunity. If we're really good, perhaps we could get Monsieur Petit Dragon to be the guardian of this little place.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you said.
Mr. Who?
The
Caesar.
dragon.
Dragon,
Rex.
Caesar Rex.
Oh,
I don't see that happening in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, he has the look, but I don't know if he has the character.
Perhaps these nice nature-loving folk can educate him. And the kobolds could probably turn this place into a very well-fortified cave.
What are you talking about? Scissorax is a very selfish. I can't even say this right because it's so incorrect.
Yeah, glad you realize. He's been a real headache all this time.
Maybe he can still be redeemed somehow.
yeah, I really doubt that. And now,
Why?
and now it's even disadvantageous if he croaks too.
I'd be more worried about him getting possessed by that thing.
Or worse, him killing others.
Well, I'm pretty sure if one of those happens, the other's bound to follow. But in any case, should probably have a look at this lens.
Okay, let's give this a try. I'll be here to back you up.
Did they tell us the general direction to get to this path up?
Yeah, as well, she basically pointed out that on the side of the waterfall, there's going to be a location that you could probably climb up. So let's go back out to the map. And as you guys step out of the glade there, return to the islands, you do see, now that it's pointed out, this sort of rocky staircase going up the side of the waterfall here, though it is very worn down and it barely looks like a staircase at this point, but it does, have the incline that'll let get up there with some difficulty. So, are you guys headed up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed.
Okay, so as you guys are stepping up this rocky path, I need everybody to roll athletics checks as you make it about 30 feet up at this point.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this on myself.
Do we have any experts in athletics?
Yep.
Yes, we do. I will choose to follow the experts if I may.
That guy looks strong. I'll just do what he does.
Oh no, wait,
Let's
that's
go-
assist. Whoops, my bad. Never mind. Doesn't work here.
Yeah,
They're
so you
supposed
can add your level, so it's 4, so 6 total to follow the expert, and I assume everybody else is going to follow the expert, right?
I already rolled for my
No need.
thing and used my thing, so.
Yeah, I didn't add to it, but
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, with you guys following the 2 strongest ones' leads, you are able to get up this rocky path. And as you get closer and closer to the top plateau here, which is about 100 feet up, and more like 150, you start to see why this land is so corrupted. You, now that you have a closer look, are seeing these trees that are warped with metals and of different types, steel, copper, just melding into the bark, sort of cutting through like veins of ore in the trees. And where there isn't some metal, there is certainly blackened, oily surfaces on these trees. They all look to be sickly, but not dead, as they somehow cling to survival in this land. All the grass around is like you would step into a junkyard. It is dying, it is filled with glass, metals, spiky stuff. You have to tread carefully here.
Wow, before we went into the waterfall and talked to that woman, I thought this was really exciting from far away, but now it's terrifying.
It's still a little exciting. You think any of those warped creatures you talked about might come out?
It's possible, so stay on your guard.
You think they could have some kind of weird bones in them?
I
I think it could be similar to those skeletons we fought yesterday.
Remember, Snout, that they're keeping this infection away from everything else. As in, we don't want to be taking anything like this outside of the affected area.
Thank you, Gadget. I agree with your wisdom.
Snout just grumbles.
Think about it this way. If the corruption does spread, if you take something out, then everything you have will be like it, and then nothing you have will be unique. And therefore, that is the absolute worst thing you could possibly do.
It's a good
Not to
point.
mention what it'll do to your body.
I'm sure you don't want to end up like these trees here.
Made of metal.
That's why I went with the
A fate worse
worldly possessions
than death.
approach to this argument.
And for the sake of me showing off my map, I'm going to reveal a little bit of...
Cool.
Oh my.
Oh, it's half the island. You're not exploring everything after all.
From up here, you do have a good vantage point, though. So you are able to see that there is definitely like this cliff that goes along, and you did see sort of the beginnings of the cliff also on from the mine as well. And you see this sort of to your south where the corruption may be seeping towards this upper area here that you still see like cliffs along. The cliff kind of follows here. It's starting to seep in that direction still, but that's only because it's on the same plateau. So it seems like it's a very slow pace, but it's still happening. Beyond that, though, as you guys step up here, seeing all of this corruption, this refuse, this waste, you do spot the biggest boulder next to the waterfall, and you start heading in that direction. I assume you guys are going to be stealthy.
I do think
Right.
so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit on edge.
Probably.
Better safe than sorry.
All right, everybody, roll your stealth.
Anyone an expert in stealth?
I don't think we have a stealthy person.
I'm incompetent. Does that count?
Well, I am gonna pick up kobold lore eventually, so I guess I might become the stealthy one with my bright white cloaks.
It's really become a jack of all trades there.
Look at Tut and Gadget with those +8s.
That's a plus. That's a. I guess, yeah.
So, as you guys are plodding along, being very careful not to step in any of the sharp metals or glass that just seems to permeate this land, you are able to make your way over to the boulder here. And turning around the corner, you do see a strange apparatus. One made of metal, which is curious for druids, but it doesn't seem to be made by them, more borrowed for their journey here. And you do see a series of lenses channeling the lights into a hole that goes down into their abode. And it does look to be... Roll a crafting check, first of all, just to inspect it.
Sure thing. Hey, I'm really good at this, so I'll roll well when I do this, right?
You
Oh,
definitely
boy.
will roll well.
9's not bad. 21 is definitely the DC for figuring out what's wrong with it. And as you observe it, there's a clicking noise, like a clockwork click. And it seems like it's trying to move with the sun to gather it up at all times of the day. What's happening is that it's only stuck in one position, and the sun, while it's getting in, is not enough. And that's why their trees are wilting.
Goodness. This thing's been around for a century, but it's unlike any make I've ever seen. It's honestly incredible.
That's probably
Um,
because it was made over a century ago.
Dwarvish?
Certainly not Dwarvish Dio.
Nothing like I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm intimidated. I'm following your lead. Just
Now-
tell me if you want me to do anything. I will definitely do anything I can to help you.
Well, it's a little tricky because it's not a simple matter of repairing it. Well, it is, but it's not so much. We've got to make sure its moving mechanisms are back on track. It's trying to move with the sun, but it can't. There's something jamming it, or I don't know. I'll
Okay.
You definitely recognize that it's like clockwork, basically. It's geared to follow the sun on a, day by day basis. So it'll just follow it and follow it and follow it, and like a tuning a watch, right? But if you're going to try to start repairing it, I need you to roll another crafting check.
Yep.
Alright, so how do we want to handle? I guess, let's see, helping somehow?
Yeah, you can do the aid action.
Snout also tries to aid.
I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do to try to boost this a bit. Oh wait, no, I don't. Can't.
You have
cast
somebody in their
guidance on
party who is
myself.
a divine caster.
You called?
Oh.
Oh yeah, checkers.
No, not.
Okay, let's see.
Checkers is a cult, anyways.
How does aid?
Oh,
If only.
okay, I'm confused.
Someone
Why did Corvus
had-
mention a divine caster? I don't...
Because he was. Yes.
I was about to.
You hear Kevak scream guidance at you.
Oh. I cast guidance.
Ah, neat. That gives me what, a D4, a plus D4.
Plus
That's
one.
a plus one.
Plus one. Okay. I'm thinking of the other one.
I should probably increase my wisdom so I
So,
remember to use that
what is
more.
what is my total bonus right now to these aids?
So, aid on Miklo has failed. Aid on Snout succeeded.
So that's
Hey.
a net. That's a net neutral, or
No, just a regular failure doesn't cause anything. A success gives a
Okay.
+1. It's only a crit failure that gives you a -1.
so a total of +2 then.
From your friends.
The big hulking
Alright.
brute helps out
Let's
with the
do
delicate
this.
lenses.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my
Oh my
god.
god.
This literally always happens.
As you're fiddling with the object,
Ugh.
you take 10 minutes to do the repair, which is kind of the repair action, and you're not making. You make a little bit of progress, some progress, but it's not as quick as you hoped. You're gonna have to try for another 10 minutes. And as you're doing so, your
things.
friends who are looking out, those who are not helping with the crafting, can roll perception checks.
Oh boy.
Oh goody.
Man, it's a shame that mending has size requirements.
Oh.
It's a shame that I keep rolling so terribly. Jeez.
It's a shame I get 20s on perception checks.
Vallo, as you feel nights begin to fall, sort of, it's like the evening, it's like going on 6 o'clock. You start hearing the gurgling roars of strange creatures off in the distance. Seems this place wakes up in the night.
We need to be out of here before it's dark, guys.
Good plan. Oh, anyone feeling irrevocably changed on the inside yet?
No, not the environment. I just feel like something is going to be waking soon.
I have some oil on me.
Really bad, get it off!
No, it's in a bottle.
It's in. Oh.
Boyo.
Bombs?
I don't know if it'll help, but it's something to keep in mind if
Okay.
we end up fighting a spot that is struggling.
I think
You can try
I should
another round.
I think I should try for 10 more minutes. I might be able to make more headway. We want to make the most of our time here, and we can't stay out here any longer than 30 minutes anyway. So we might as well maximize our time out here, and if we can't get it within the next 10 minutes, we go back and come back up there in the daylight.
You can't use guidance, he's immune.
I was checking how long he was immune, which
Oh,
is
I
an
see.
hour.
Oh, we can't just spam it in this edition.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You mean fortunately?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Kevak will just keep standing watch for the time being. He's probably getting distracted by the trees and the corruption, though.
Mm-hmm. And all right, so you can roll your aid checks again, everybody who aided him, and you can roll your roll with +1. Well, not yet. We have to see what the aids are.
I believe in you all. Together we can do this. I believe in us.
So Miklo's not helpful, but Snout, surprisingly, Snout's like
Miklo gives a friendship speech.
Snout's basically helping by holding things open, like just holding them in place very firmly, and you get a +1 to your
Yes.
crafting check.
I mean, gosh, a +13. I mean, what? There's no way I could fail.
What could go
this, right?
wrong?
Oh,
This is the
Passed
first
over
time
to
I've
one.
ever rolled well on one of the skills I'm really good at.
this is the first time you've rolled
32,
well.
baby.
I had some good rolls earlier in combat. I
Yeah,
just
but-
never roll well in
Chris.
skill checks ever.
All right,
This is-
so
Incredible.
within the first 5 minutes, with Snout helping you out, you're able to identify which gear is being jammed, and it is a small, just little piece of pebble that somehow got jammed in here, even though it's a closed box. Somehow, something got in here, and you're able to just inch that pebble out, and because you rolled so high, reset the clock on it so that it is ticking with the correct time, so it's directed at the sun correctly. So it looks to be in perfect working order again.
Alright, Gadget's gonna wipe some sweat and grease off his brow and take a long sigh. Well, I think I've actually got it. This has been quite a learning experience.
Oh, you got it?
I have no idea what we're doing.
I didn't at first, but I think I've been able to figure it out.
Well-
It's a really tricky device here.
Well, if you got it, let's get out of here because I am not liking what I'm hearing.
As you say that, you do hear the
Let's-
gurgling roars of creatures coming closer.
Please.
Let's go back in.
Yeah. Frankly, I'm surprised you managed to get anything done with Snout there doing what he was doing.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I just meant maybe...
He's got a firm hand, actually. Might be in the market for an assistant when I start some projects later, actually.
Oh,
I'm
well,
a kobold. That's what we
Sure.
do.
I'm a kobold too. I'd probably be a better assistant than him.
Gadget is gonna silently give him a reassuring pat on the back, but say nothing as he goes back towards the stairs.
Miklo,
Nice.
you were not raised in a kobold warren, were you? Right?
No.
There's a lot of things you were not taught, it seems.
You guys do start carefully making your way back to the stairs, and I do want one more athletics checks. The DC will be easier as you are descending these sort of worn away stairs.
Easy peasy.
Isn't it more dangerous to go downhill than uphill?
Yeep. No, it's
Fail
more
horribly.
it's more dangerous to go downhill, but it's harder to go uphill. Trust me, I know.
All right.
Yeah, this is going too smoothly. Let's see what happens.
As the rest of you are making your way down, it is both
no.
Vallo and Tut who slip on one of the smoothest parts of the stones and tumble over the side.
Oh God!
There is a reaction you guys can do.
Shoot!
Uh,
Shoot! A reaction, you say?
Yoink.
Does it have to be specifically a reaction?
It is what Tut put in check.
Oh, I am so glad I grabbed Catfall.
Oh, I see.
Reflex save.
Yep,
Oh dear.
both of you do a reflex save.
With how I've been holding. Oh.
Ooh.
There you guys go. As both of them slip and fall almost at the same time, they manage to grab the edge, and they're dangling off of it. 100 feet to go down.
Oh my goodness.
What's the cool? I need help.
Oh, we got you. We got you.
That helps.
I'll get you,
do.
don't worry. And Gadget helps up Vallo.
Oh, thank you. I knew I could trust you, Gadget.
Miklo helps Gadget.
Do I
with,
have to make a kind of check for this, or?
nah, with a team effort, it's not like most of you fell down. There's plenty of you to help each other, and you're able to get back up and guide each
go-
other more closely down
Okay,
the rest
let's
of the
go
way.
help Tut. I'm gonna go help Tut.
Snout helps that.
You just sling Tut up, like pick him up like a child, and pull him over your back.
Well, I tried to.
He's
help,
used to it.
But
But yeah, as you guys continue descending, it's easy enough to get back down to the cave as night begins to fall. And as you return, let's go back to the sanctuary.
On the way, like Tut is going to angrily tap Gadget on the shoulder. Monsieur Goblin, are you poaching my workforce?
Am I doing what now?
Don't think I didn't hear you off looking for an assistant. He makes air quotes as he walks Gadget.
Hey,
He
I'm
was a
sure
good-
Gadget could pay without taking out a loan.
He was a good help when I was fixing the lens. I thought it might be nice to have as a recurring service, considering I'll be hopefully making things for the benefit of all of us.
Well, you could start with making things to the benefit of me.
You're part of all of us.
Well, yes, but I'm the most important out of all of us.
I really
No,
wish
you are
I
equal
kept
to
that
all of
spell.
us.
I do think that I'm the admiral in here, so I am probably the only way we can get off this island.
You don't even know how to sail a boat.
Or fight.
You have no proof of that.
You have admitted to it.
You also have no proof of that.
Why don't you just acknowledge what you're good at and focus on that? And then maybe, well, you can stop stressing over this kind of thing. Because you do have real actual talents that we're all proud of you for.
You're really good at getting people's attention.
For better or worse.
Well, yes, that's not the point.
Well,
You're back. She interrupts as you guys are arguing.
Kevak looks thankful. at the interruption.
Mission complete.
I
It's
did
back.
notice a difference. At this time of day, the light dims more than it should. Thank you. I hope you didn't run into any trouble up there.
Well,
Almost.
yeah, almost. We heard some. Well, I heard some growling and groaning. I heard from some of the villagers who follow locusts that there's giant lizards on this island. Would you happen to know anything about that?
Yes, they're called dinosaurs. They are
Oh,
primordial creation of the Seekers. Though I believe that this is one of the only places that they exist still.
So when you and the villagers talk about like giant lizard type creatures, are they like dragons?
Not exactly. They are more feral. They aren't intelligent. They don't speak. They don't breathe fire or anything like that. And I should note, we don't talk on equal terms to them. We don't kill them, but we do get information out of them because they are the only way we can. Whenever one tries to sneak in and firebomb our glade.
Firebomb?
So they're not like animals or anything.
They are animals. These dinosaurs.
Fire-breathing animals?
No. They are a large lizard-like creature. You do not want to face up to one, but you may soon if you keep on this island for long.
Good to
Another-
know.
How did they
another point to the
firebomb
Druid
Glade?
list of concerns.
So I assume your advice if we encounter any is to just run.
Run if you can, but you seem capable enough, seeing what you... The damage you did to Backstrom was formidable.
Is he okay?
He is fine.
It's a tree seal.
Speaking of trees, she heads over to one of the trees on the side, not the main one. And as she holds out her hand, the tree opens up its bark, like it's folding open. And she reaches in and pulls out a staff. Something you would have never found if she didn't give this to you.
Oh.
Well, it's a stick. I mean, there's
Nice.
plenty of sticks in here.
It's not just any stick. It is what I used when I was a druid. And I think one of you could make very good use of it. I can't anymore. And I will put this in the party inventory. You can grab it.
Well, I've never touched druidic magic. I mean, do we even have a druidic-like person in the party?
Kevak,
Definitely Kevak.
Yeah, that was sarcasm.
it seems you're starting off on your journey to become a tree once your moral coil's over.
Wait, is that your goal, Kevak? Do you want it to look like... I'm sorry, what is his name again? The
Backstrom?
Backstrom?
No, of course not. He wants to look like a rain cloud.
Or do you want to look like her? Or, you know what? I don't know how druids work.
If he wanted to look like a tree, I would definitely support him in his goal.
The staff is in the party inventory. As she
Kevak
hands
is-
it over to you guys.
Kevik is kind of at a loss for words there.
Certainly a mighty.
We're not quite the same. I'm more dealing with the waters as opposed to trees.
Trees drink water?
Sure.
So
Be a good chance to expand your repertoire.
you gotta be a water lily then.
But it is the only gift I have. If you won't take it, I will keep it.
I'm sure we can make use of it.
Good.
Kevik will accept it. I think.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's in the party inventory. You can grab it from there.
Ah.
Wait, let me take a look at it first.
It's certainly
Not
a
that I'm
well-shaped
gonna take
stick.
it, I just, Ooh. Oh, that's neat. Alright, you can take it.
Oh, I'm so stupid. I was here thinking, like, wow, my party, like all of you guys are getting such nice magic items. I wonder if I'd ever get anything. And I completely forgot about the wand of healing I used today.
Ha 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 ha.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of
Ha!
dim.
Wait till you
sometimes.
guys see my bottomless oh.
Ha 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 ha.
Speaking
sure
of, where is
we'll
the Hat of
remember.
Disguise? Because I don't know who has
I
this.
think it's still on the dragon.
I think I have it.
No, somebody took it, and I didn't see it in anybody's party inventory.
We definitely wouldn't have left it with him.
Yeah, I know you guys definitely took it. Just trying to see where it went. It might have gotten deleted.
Yeah, I
somehow.
have it in equipment.
Does
Oh,
Checkers
it is
have it,
there?
maybe?
Okay, so Vallo has it.
I somehow ended up with a tricky pick that I don't remember taking.
Oh yeah, I put that there for my video. So
Oh, okay.
you can delete
Oh.
that.
I
You
mean,
gotta-
it's
you
a
got a
pretty
dev
good
item.
weapon.
I got it. Oh, I got the dev item.
You
Yeah.
try to pull it out and it results in this like blocky, untextured like error object.
Sneaky butt stick.
So
Whoa, how did you get something of that color? I thought those
It
dyes
looks
were.
just like a
I thought they were so pricey, only kings could afford them.
All right, all right.
how do you tell how many charges the staff has?
So I believe the number of charges is equal to the level of the staff. So it's a level 6 staff. It has 6 charges. And the charges you expend on spells are equal to the spell level. So if you want to cast like Barkskin, it's 2 of those charges.
Gotcha.
I believe. We'll have to look at that.
That's awesome.
Oh hey, I can turn into a tree with this staff apparently.
Wait, you can? You know, I
Yes.
just had a thought. I know, like, this style of druid magic is, like, not what you're used to, Kevak, but I remember hearing that, like, it's a very good thing to learn from other cultures, learn from those who are different from us, because then we can see our own faults and learn from.
That's
Thanks,
actually
Bobby.
very close to why I wanted to go adventuring so badly.
To become a tree.
No.
Well, I already got sorry. I already got away from my people who were issues enough. Is that not a good enough start for you?
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant learning from other cultures.
Okay, sorry, Kevak. When you do so, the staff gains a number of charges equal to the level of your highest level spell slots. So you have 2 charges.
Okay, is it my personal spell slots or the spell slots on the staff?
Your personal spell slots.
Okay.
So it will upgrade as you level up. You'll be able to cast
Nice.
more stuff. Nevertheless, she does speak again. There is one thing that we can offer you as well. This place has a certain serenity to it, and it will allow you to recuperate yourselves in a shorter amount of time than usual. When we were living, we really only needed to spend about 3 hours sleeping, and we could continue our work. I assume that effect is still in action here. So please, rest here if you need to.
Yeah, that would
is
be
pretty-
nice.
That is pretty helpful.
We're very grateful for your offer and your hospitality. Thank you.
And I'm assuming we're welcome to set up shop here whenever we need to in our travels.
This may be a sanctuary for your work.
I
You
do
have helped us,
appreciate.
and you are fighting, I assume, against the Lucas.
I do appreciate this housewarming a lot more than your other, earlier housewarming.
Well, given what we know now, it's a little more understandable.
Yeah, the Locust is a master manipulator.
Not to mention this whole corruption thing is teetering on a precipice.
And Tuck is still out there somewhere on his own.
Oh,
Oh, shit. I forgot about that little...
I'm still worried about him.
We're gonna have to retrace our steps back to find him again. Back to that field, probably.
If I may recommend a course of action,
Please do.
the Locust's power. If you are trying to find him, and I assume that this lost creature of yours may have been led astray by that creature, that demon, you may want to go to the place where this siphoning of souls occurs. We know not where exactly, but it is close by, south into the marsh.
Then we must go there.
Yes, and root out this evil. This is unlike anything I've had to do before, but this Locust, he
So
represents everything I stand against. So, this is becoming a little personal.
If I can ask you a question, Miss look, I have to go back to
Erinethra.
Erinethra. This siphoning of souls, when the Locust leads them astray, what is this process? Is he just leading them to their death?
No, I don't think so. He wants them to live out their days. He's a patient schemer.
So we have time then. At least, ideally.
If he has food and water.
I imagine if he's being possessed or led, I think it seems to want to sustain them, so I think it'll be alright on that front.
Speaking
it
of,
led
where,
Vallo to water.
speaking of kobolds, where are the other two?
That's a
Oh,
good
they were
point.
with you guys, weren't they?
Yeah.
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 They've been here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just
And-
eating popcorn whilst we were getting skewered
Bogged.
by
Just
Yeah.
while we were fighting, they were just
It's-
off in another part of the grove, just like chilling, hanging out, eating berries.
That's the problem with followers. They always just
Yeah.
get forgotten.
That's fine. They just stay out of combat. Kevak's gonna speak up. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys are right in terms of him trying to preserve them. Why else would he have sent those other kobolds to a centipede-infested mountain?
That may have just been luck. Or bad luck, to say.
I'm not sure. That's for you to figure out.
Doesn't seem like he can be possessing everyone all willy-nilly. Maybe there's a limit.
They probably
Wait,
weren't
you-
possessed at all. They probably just wandered there.
Hmm.
That
Snout, look,
creature's powers of possession are curious.
it's not possession per se, it's more so temptation and enchantment. It's truly terrifying what it does to a person.
It whispers things into your
Yes.
mind, things that you might be already thinking.
It's not
But-
that he controls people, it's that he convinces them what to do.
There is a certain pattern to its powers. Think back on what has occurred. I'm not sure exactly, but it's selective in who it chooses to possess. Speaking of, I don't want these other kobolds that you have in tow to be in danger, and they seem to be quite happy here. And you see the kobolds like jumping around, grabbing at fireflies.
Aw.
We'll
Well-
be keeping watch over them until your job is finished.
I would
Oh
really
my
appreciate that.
Will you be able to keep them fed, or will we need to help out with that?
There's plenty
Kobolds
for
can
them to
eat
eat here.
bark.
Fruit, bark, anything.
Yeah, she gets it.
Even rocks.
That's pushing it.
Miklo
Rocks.
looks at Snout and seems to be doubting that it's pushing it.
Look, it depends on the type of rock, and I look. Now's not the time.
Okay.
If you do not mind me asking, there's one thing that I'm wondering. These, shall we say, perplexing flowers on the way to this cove, are they your work, or...
They were Firum's experiments that we didn't get the chance to stop from growing out, so we are not blameless for the circumstances of the jungle here.
I
Well, it's water under the bridge now.
We can't leave this place. Our spirits are bound here, but they are parts of nature, and nature takes its course. They have every right to eat us. Anything else?
Well, before I turn in for the night, I know this might be a long shot, and I'm just curious since you seem to have some experience that reaches pretty far back. What's the history of Seekers as you know it? Any knowledge on them that, normal folk may not know?
We take a neutral stance against them, as you may have heard from our, work. We don't like the Seekers, for too many of them took a very active approach to the development of this world. Of course, we weren't there to see it, but you can see just above us how, shall we say, destructive they can be, trying to create either paradise or just using it as their own labs. We would rather they've just seeded the planet, the world, and had it be the way it was, but they had to meddle.
Well, the problems with the corruption is surely from one of the third.
And they had quite a laissez-faire attitude about it, innit?
It is not the third who are the only ones to blame. I hope you will learn this soon enough.
You said minor, which implies that there are some that don't even make it to our pantheon.
There are many seekers, far beyond the Pantheon. That Pantheon of yours is just what is accepted by your clerics.
Just what's accepted?
Yeah, my words would be considered heresy. But our faith is not one that is reliant on seekers, but just the natural world around us. As druids, of course.
And, one last thing. Do you see any is there anything significant, you can glean from this? And, Gadget's gonna reach into his pouch and pull out this kind of, like, old, doll kind of thing. From the, thing we were talking about, Corvos.
I sense a presence. But, well, something tells me that it'll be revealed very soon. Seek out the obelisk in the marsh.
Obelisk, you say? Alright then. Gadget puts it away and gives her a little, wave, and tries to find a nice, comfy spot in the grass.
It is very comfy here, as you all set up to rest, using your bedrolls and anything else you have. There are no insects biting at you. There's quiet trickling of water next to you. And you can have a very restful sleep. Even for 3 hours, it feels like you've rested for a full day. As you wake up, passing the time, you can click the button to do rest in your utility option.
I don't think it healed me. Wait, no, I had 24.
Shoot, where's the utility tab?
It's up, you know,
At the very
quick
top.
actions?
Oh, the bar. Right, gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, the bar's the quick action up top.
Yeah.
Why do I suddenly have 3 focus points?
Let me look at you. I don't know why.
That's strange. Did anyone else gain a focus point after their
Snout.
rest?
No.
Nope.
Snout didn't.
Oh no. I'm sorry, Gadget's not hacking. Please don't ban him.
I think it's just they don't. I love this module. I love the system. They've created a very, very good system, but it doesn't let you really fine tune things. It kind of just, if you take a feat that gives you a focus spell, it automatically does the focuses for you and doesn't let you fine tune the focuses. At least as far as I know. So there might be some bugs with it.
Okay, I'm gonna just real quick. I'm gonna take it away afterwards, but I'm gonna long rest again and see what it does. I'm just wondering if this is gonna happen like every time. Okay, that's strange. I'll put my health back. Yeah, it didn't do it again. I just don't know where this third focus point came from.
Yeah.
Strange. Let me just... There we go. So it's at 2.
Works
Like
for
it
me.
should be.
Now, I
can't
assume...
edit it.
Yeah, it's fine. I assume, Kevak, you're going to go around and try and heal up some people.
Yes.
Miklo can also do it flawlessly.
Yeah.
Magic. So if you don't want to risk it. Nobody is wounded as far as I know, so it might just be better for Miklo to just go around to do it.
Yep, I can do 12 hit points every 10 minutes.
All right, have at it then.
If you want to try, it would save you some time.
Before I just get multiple crit fails. Yeah, let me get a tag team thing just to, not take a whole bunch of time.
Sounds good.
you've still got a kobold out there, who knows where, so time matters.
Why do I have to be the one to put up with Kevak?
I'm gonna go heal Vallo first.
Break his arm.
Why would you say that?
Well, it is a success.
Yep.
Okay.
And I can heal one more person at the same time too, so he's gonna do Tut as well.
All right.
Yay.
Gadget heals for 12.
Oh, nice.
You're up to full, Gadget.
Perfect.
I believe Valor's up to full.
Impressive.
Tut gets healed for 2.
Aw.
I think I need a bit more than just a bandage, monsieur.
Do you want a kiss on the forehead, on your boo-boo?
I'm not giving him that.
Monsieur Vallo, I as much as I would like that, I believe you lack the necessary anatomy. That is a pair of lips.
Okay,
He
so
admitted to wanting it.
that was 10 minutes for the first heal, and I'll do 10 more minutes to heal Tut again and Snout once.
All right.
Tut.
Just barely the rolls. Good grief.
5 more healing to Tut.
And here's for Snout.
Fine, thanks.
Yeah, that check, that feat that just lets you do flat checks would be really good with medicine.
Jeez.
Alright, that's all you guys get.
All right. So they're still barely injured. Miklo, you can choose who to heal up to full if you want to use it.
Snout.
Snout's only missing 5 points of.
We don't know
I'm missing
that.
3. You're missing more.
Wait, do we? I have no idea how hit points
We-
work.
So I added the mod for the glowing text above people for a reason. So you don't
Oh, okay. Don't
talk
don't
about
that.
your numbers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's fair.
You don't ask a woman her weight, a man his height, or a Pathfinder player his current hit points.
It also really helps for the sake of my focus spell as
Yeah.
well, so that's
Okay.
a very nice addition.
But yeah, you guys are basically at full. Snout's at full. Tut's the only one who has down a little bit of hit
Like
points.
a couple, yeah. So not worth another 10-minute rest for that.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we break for just a second? I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah, we can use a quick break.
Great.
Alright.
All right, we're back. Thank you guys for sitting with us, and we'll get back into the session. As you guys have rested quite well in this nice place, fireflies dancing around, the trees swaying with the light breeze that comes into this place. You've rested fully, you've replaced your spells, and you're feeling great and good and prepared to get out there.
Wish we could take this place with us. I
Don't
think
try
that's the
and
best
tempt
I've slept
Snout.
in months.
Well, I suppose if you want to stay, you could probably turn into a tree.
Kevak, can you turn Gadget here into a tree? Like, are you able to? I'm not asking you to.
No, I don't have that ability.
Yet is the key word, I believe.
Don't make it a goal.
I don't think Gadget wants to be a tree.
You can always count on
Precisely.
Kevak to be serious.
Speaking of serious, I think we have a little friend in danger.
That's right.
Yeah, we'd best head out.
Think
Yeah.
we're looking for some kind of obelisk in the marsh?
That's right.
Let's just go by Miklo and I's intuition as to whether whatever looks heretical in this area.
Seeing as it's been 3 hours, it's still dark out, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Damn.
Probably just more dark than before.
but this way we're rested and ready for anything.
And it's not like
Except for
the dark
Sorcerers.
hinders any of us, right?
We should be fine. We have Kevak.
Kevak
I'd like-
really walks into a tree.
Kevak, can you lead us to the marsh?
Give me 5 hours or so, and maybe.
Why 5 hours?
He can't say like we can.
Can't you just use your nose or something?
No.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
Kevak, I'll make sure Snout's going the right way and you just follow his scent.
Why am I sent?
You have a very distinct scent.
Vallo says you stink.
He sniffs under his armpit.
As you guys make your way out into the darkness of the night here, you do notice that there's one glaring, obvious path that you could take to the marsh. It's the river. You assume, especially Kevak, that rivers go to marshes.
Oh! I've got an idea.
We follow the river.
Right. But... what if we do a makeshift raft or boat? We can make it in pretty good time, I think.
If we could make a makeshift boat or raft, then why did we try to scam a captain?
There's a difference between a boat for sailing on the seas and a boat for a river.
Precisely.
Yeah, I'm no
what's
sailor
the
and I know
difference?
that.
Well, I'd prefer to just swim.
So what's the course of action?
I don't know if it's worth messing around with a raft.
Is there any, like, felled trees near us?
I think we could make good time.
There are not, but Kevak, I do want you to roll a perception check. Even in the dark of night.
1 second, please. Need to find my character sheet.
So, since it's nighttime, and you don't see in the dark, you see something that the other people in the party don't see.
Ooh.
Over the cliffs in the south, basically dead south from you guys, like here this way, you see a faint glow in the sky. Like a bluish glow.
Huh. Do you all see that? Kevak says as he points blindly to the south.
What?
I assume we don't see that.
You do not because of your dark vision. There's not enough contrast.
See what?
There's some strange lights that way in the sky.
I believe lights in the sky are called stars.
No, it's not stars.
Look like a raft.
No.
Then I'm
But
not
there's light.
interested.
Could it be the moon then?
Could it be the obelisk?
Is the moon visible in the sky right now?
Yeah.
Kevak
It's,
points to the moon. The moon is right there, you idiot.
Well, problem
And-
solved then. Is that what you saw?
I'm convinced we need a sessions quotes channel on the Discord.
As you continue to look at the light, you do think it does originate from the ground, and it is in the direction that the Dryad told you.
It's probably coming from the ground, and I can just see it because it's going up. But that's probably where we should be heading.
Well, none of the rest of us can see it.
I choose to
But-
believe in you.
As long as we're sure it's not some kind of locust trick.
If it is a trick, then we need to protect our friend.
It can make you hallucinate sounds. Maybe it can make you hallucinate lights too.
Well, if we could all see it, I'd be a bit less concerned, but,
We're outside of his domain. Do you think he really has any control over us out here?
No, not really.
Yeah, control over Tuck.
Yeah, he
That's
still
the theory
seems
we had,
quite
isn't it?
limited in his power.
And he coaxes ships to their doom.
Are you saying
But
that this
it's
light-
also
Are you saying this light is going to lead us to our doom?
quite possibly, but
I think this
we have to go in that direction anyway.
exactly. This light is going to lead us to a place where they're going to try to steal our souls. That's a good thing, by the well, I mean,
Way
We
to
don't-
instill confidence.
what I mean is that we're going. It's going to be the thing that Tuck probably went toward. That we were warned about.
Okay,
So it's probably the right way.
out of character, does the river go in that direction?
When you arrived at the river, you noticed it does bend south. Just on the edge of what you know about the river, though.
Alright. So I'm still thinking about this raft plan. I think that we'll get a net positive of time saved. So, if you'll be willing to detour with me for a moment, I think I can make something that's at least possible.
You planning to cut down a tree?
Gadget just kind of slowly turns his head to Snout.
Wait, is cutting down a tree like offensive to druids?
It's natural way of nature. Things live and
Kevak?
die.
Well, it's not in the glade, but
One
Ah.
moment, please.
Either way, it seems like a gamble. I'd rather trust my own legs.
You guys have been standing here.
Well, let's.
Course of
does
action.
anyone else not have vision?
Oh, do you not have vision? Yeah, I'll
I'm
just
gonna
turn
try
off the.
Reloading.
It's probably because I turned the darkness down. It seems to work for. I think that's just because Vallo has the token selected. But I'll just put it up to light so it's easier to see.
Cool.
Oh,
So,
there
I
we
mean-
go.
One tree doesn't really count as despoiling nature, right?
Yeah, if you need the tree to survive, and you're using it for a good purpose, like nobody's gonna say don't cut that tree down.
Yeah, it's not being wasted, and it's not like you're using the land for something else.
I should probably make sure I have all these written down.
You only need to follow the anathema to what your druid stuff says.
Yeah, no, I have 2 orders though, so.
Oh yeah. But you're
Got
fine.
that?
So are you guys gonna cut down a tree? Or a couple?
Gadget just gives a pleading look to Snout.
Hold on. So this staff has an ability called a spell called Shape Wood on it. And it
Mhm.
says it affects 20 cubic feet of
Oh.
basically.
Oh, okay.
Could
Oh
you
my
just
gosh.
transmute a tree into a small raft?
Yeah, as you cut it, if you cut
Oh
one
my
down, you
God.
can transmute it into a canoe.
Ah. I mean, if he tells now, then he probably would change his mind.
I'll still need the tree cut down, otherwise it'll be a canoe stuck to the ground.
Do you have an X, Snout?
No, this is the thing I got. I'm a miner, not a lumberjack.
Right, but I just figured you probably had one.
I may have a saw if you need one.
So now you
Go
look
ahead.
at your pickaxe and you could probably just smash a tree down.
Snout tries to do that.
Roll an athletics check.
What's that athletics check? He's getting a physical boost. At 2.
There you go.
You get a physical boost. It's you get a physical
there we go.
boost.
I
Alright,
keep
focus
bringing it
spell,
up,
it's
but I
fine.
keep forgetting to like actually cast it so that it takes away the focus point. Got it that time though.
Cool.
Plenty for a giant pickaxe smashing down a tree. As you take like a minute or two, you just slam it into it like you're mining ore, and splinters go everywhere. It would be useless for actually making a raft the normal way, but you have somebody who's just going to use magic, so it doesn't matter.
Nice.
Woohoo.
Wow, look at that staff being immediately helpful. I love it.
Kevak is quick to put it to use once the tree is down, using the cast Shape Wood. I don't know how to actually cast spells from this though.
We'll figure that out later. But for now, you point the staff towards the broken down tree, and over the course of a minute or so, it forms and shapes into a canoe-like sort of raft that can hold all of you.
That's incredible.
Wow. Well, sorry I doubted you then.
You could really mess up someone's furniture with that.
That's impressive.
I'll remember that next time somebody does something in a bar or something. Kevak
Never
tries-
been to a bar.
Didn't know you had a streak of mischief to you.
Yeah, I could just turn their bar top back into a tree.
Reverse
raft.
transmuting furniture. Yeah, we should probably.
Yep, Kevak will help get the raft to the water.
All right. So as you get the raft to the water, you all pile in, and the currents of the stream start taking you down the river. And it is then you notice that you have no means to propel yourself in a different direction.
We didn't think this through very well.
Wait, did you not
through?
make any oars?
Oh, we
Uh,
asked the expert on boats.
Miklo's just like,
Snout hops off behind the boat and tries to sort of paddle.
I guess you can act as a motor on the back of it because you have
Yeah.
swimming speed.
Yes.
Well, Admiral, any
Uh,
suggestions?
I believe the problem is that the raft is moving in the wrong distance. Wrong direction. Frick.
You basically didn't have oars, so you weren't steering. But as Tut stands up atop the front of the canoe, like George Washington crossing the Delaware,
Excellent. Perfect mental image.
specific.
you guys start making your way down the river, and fast too. It's not like a crazy raft ride. It is gentle enough that Snout's adjustments are good enough to keep you from veering into things as you continue along.
Isn't this much better than hiking?
I have a little more control when we're hiking.
And it is
In good
then
hands.
that the river empties into what looks to be a lake surrounded by marshland. And Kevak continually points towards this sort of dim light that you guys, even with your dark vision kind of muddying the waters, you are starting to see this light in the distance. It's not like this beam of light, it's more like this just glow, like you would see from a building far away, with its lights on. And now that you're out on the lake in the middle of the night, you don't feel like you're in too much danger out here. It would be much more dangerous trying to cross that marsh as you see reeds and false grasses sort of holding up water underneath them. You would be falling through a lot, as your druid can tell you. So you continue forward. And before long, you reach your destination. Putting your raft up against the shoreline here, the obelisk seems to be towering 30 feet high, not really like this pointed obelisk, more like a henge sort of thing of rough stone that seems to pierce the sky. And you put your boat into a nice safe spot, you get off, and you start heading the 50 feet it would take to get to this. You guys chose the right method of travel for this, certainly.
Oh.
So let's move over there.
Finally, we solved the puzzle the right way.
I need to put your tokens down.
That's a funny
Just
word
thought
to
it would
use.
be like a nice little. I don't know. I just felt like it would be a different way of going about things.
It was the best way.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, I like the lights. I like how you're being generous enough to give me a light source so I can see by on these maps.
Yeah. And you see a few braziers that seem to be strangely lit. You don't know how they've been here for so long, as the rest of the place seems to be overgrown with vines and stuff like that. But up this small staircase, in a place encased by a couple of stones in a square fashion, you see at its center the obelisk, which is basically will represent this circle as the obelisk. As you're getting closer to it, you do definitely notice that it is the source of that blue glow. There are many lines crossing its surface that seem to cast a sort of arcane magic across them.
What color is the obelisk?
Arcane, you say?
The obelisk itself is just gray stone. It's sort of this, imagine Stonehenge if it was upright. Well, not really, but like a piece of Stonehenge, 30 feet upright, basically. It's this, very crude stone that has sort of this very tapered-ish point, but it's not, very solidly cut. Do you guys approach?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, you can drag yourselves up to where you want.
Kevak moves up into the light.
I will approach as much as I can, really.
Sure.
It's supposed to be a well of souls, isn't it?
That is going to keep an eye out for any traps that may be around. And he
Yeah.
has a sixth sense for that anyways.
You, your ability gives you something for that, right? Trap Finder?
Yep.
+1. Okay, so roll your perception.
Yoink.
You know what? This reminds me of a story about a foolish group of adventurers who, upon crossing an obelisk, decided to push it over.
Tut, you actually don't find
Nope.
any traps. You are perfectly well acquainted with this area as you scan it around, and there's nothing here that looks like a trap.
When they had pushed over the obelisk, it freed a demon inside. Ironic. And I think they were all killed. Well, that does make sense. That's right, because the story exists.
Maybe it's told by the demon.
Maybe it was just made up.
Just in time to remember that story and make it known to all of us.
Well, I thought it was relevant. Like, hey, let's be careful, maybe.
Miklo goes ahead and lights a torch.
I suggest you push the obelisk over.
Just now thinking of it, Gadget's gonna kind of slap his forehead and be like, right, he's gonna go up to Kevak and cast light on one of his personal effects.
Miklo pulled out a torch, so I put light on him.
Okay.
That's good enough for now.
But
Never
yeah,
mind.
Gadget,
Good.
as you are walking towards Kevak, as Miklo lights that torch up, and you get a really good look at the obelisk now, you notice dwarven scripture on the obelisk.
Well, now, if this doesn't make sense. Gadget is kind of entranced and is already, like, excitedly coming closer.
And as you wipe away some of the vines that have creeped along its surface to read out some of this inscription, one part of it reads as normal scripture. May we be reminded of our home away from home. On this home, may we be reminded of our home on this home away from home. Our journey has been long, but our spirits are never lost. As this land's bounty nourishes our souls, may this edifice guide us to the other side, to our home away from home.
Huh. Can you copy that
Yeah, I'll just
into the Discord?
And would Gadget like speak that out loud for everybody here?
Yes, for sure.
There you go, you spoke it up.
Perfect. Just transcribe that somewhere.
Did you translate that as you read it? It's pretty quick.
So, I'm sure that Kevak had, with the Gnolls, like had some pillaged books or something. Is there anything religious about this statement?
You're not sure because you don't know dwarven religion that much.
Good point.
Yeah.
Alright, I have some theories, but if someone a little more knowledgeable on the religion wants to come over to me, I think
Hold on.
we can put our heads together.
It's a
Definitely.
scripture, right?
What?
Like, what is it that you're reading? Is that like a passage about travel to the afterlife, or?
Not entirely certain,
Gadget, you do.
but yeah.
As you are looking at those are just those are like eye level with you.
Mm-hmm.
Or a little bit more because it's dwarvish.
Okay.
But the rest of the obelisk going up has all of these runic lines that are also revealed by the torch. And you start to notice something. Roll a crafting check.
Sure.
Because you know a lot about runic.
Yeah,
dwarven runic
I was
stuff.
out of character. I was thinking like, oh, this sounds a lot like what we were talking about earlier. But all right, there it is.
That's good enough, especially with your knowledge. You notice that there are definitely runes of power, runes of magic on this stone. Common ones to basically all dwarves. But there's something bastardized about it. It seems like there have been extra lines etched in that are guiding the magic around, causing these runes that once ushered souls in the correct direction to be ushering them perhaps in a different one.
Gadget's gonna kind of like curse to himself and like kick a vine or whatever. These bloody locust bastards messing with dwarven craft. Think I have an idea of what's going on here.
Oh?
Whatever
you
this
now?
thing is, he seems to be repurposing this creation here to suit his own needs. Whatever that lady was talking about, with that absorbing souls, seems like this is how he's doing it. He's making his own use of this device here. Can I try to do something to discern the nature of this device and what its function is? Would that be crafting, arcana, or...
Roll an arcana check.
Oh boy. The most feared words. Finally.
Impressive.
So
The curse is
you,
lifted.
with your research into this stuff, you know for certain that these runes, as you're walking around, looking up, you see that while much of the dwarven runes are intact for ushering kindly souls to the afterlife, this contains them, holds them, and with the touch of one who is attuned here, they may be released.
Well, I think I know what this thing does. Put simply, the traditional dwarven method of spirit crafting is more of a guidepost to more friendly spirits. This thing is more like a siphon in a prison. But
A prison.
I used for who knows what, assumedly
That's
from the
awful.
locus. But it's not all bad. I think it's as simple as reversing its effects. Now you said, like, by attuning to it, you could set them free.
I said attuning to it would set them free in some fashion.
Hmm. Well, in some way at least.
I don't like how you say that, Corvus.
So what are we waiting for? Let's just have Snout smash it to bits and be done with it.
What, Corvus? What would happen if this thing were destroyed? Would the souls be set free, or would they I don't know, like what is traditionally what I know about these effects?
Yeah. As you think to yourself on that matter, you all are plunged into darkness.
Oh shit.
Oh.
As all the lights around you is snuffed out.
Even
I
mine?
know, I can't see.
Even yours.
Oh no.
Oh no,
And this
anyways.
isn't normal darkness.
Nope.
This is
Oh, never mind.
It's dark.
Advanced darkness.
That's
Damn it, I knew it was coming.
your torch is being finicky. There you go.
It's too strong.
It's being awfully continual.
Wait, did it just put out the lights, or is this like a magical darkness?
A magical darkness envelops you all. Though in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, darkness isn't complete, as it just snuffs out torches. You're all plunged into darkness, and you hear a voice from behind that says, "I wouldn't mess with that if I were you."
Who's there?
Where are you, you coward?
Right on cue. So that tells me we're on the right track.
You see a shape begin to form in the darkness. Those of you with dark vision can very easily see it down below. At the bottom of the stairs,
Oh,
a horned,
that thing
winged
is
creature.
super
I'm
cool.
not. Can I just like not give him a chance?
If you want, and if you want to coordinate with that with everybody else, but I usually advise against just attacking randomly.
I warn you, we're friendly.
So much for your domain holding you there.
I said nothing about my domain holding me there. But you have meddled too much. I was hoping you would see the lights, but now you will only see darkness.
Well, yes, you put out our torch.
Give me one good reason not to send you back to hell where you belong.
You have much to learn about the nature of this universe. And before you can finish a sentence, you hear a roar in the sky as Scissorax, like following this light, descends onto the battlefield. There you are. Now where am I? Who is that?
The one who led the kobolds astray.
You see Scissorax stalk up to the demon. It was you.
I don't know whether to be relieved or scared.
Bit of both.
Oh, it was. He reaches out towards Scissorax. And that's where we're gonna end.
Okay.
Hooray! Finally, we get to kill the dragon.
Do we?
I really wanted
Wait
to
for so
blast Locust in the face with Inner Radiance Torrent.